Previously on Clubhouse Gas, we heard from high school baseball coaches on their feelings about their boys playing travel ball. So what about the girls? Today, we catch up with some high school softball coaches and ask them their feelings on the travel ball issue. Will their answer be the same as the boys' coaches? Find out today on Clubhouse Gas.
Well, I think they're both important.
So many kids get burned out just because of the hard demands of it.
I think high school sports is very, very valuable in a student's life.
Well, in travel ball, they're going to get most of their exposure through that.
I think the key is it's got to be about the kids.
Well, there's a lot of benefits to both.
I think there's a place, and I think both of them are important, the travel ball and the high school ball. The travel ball is where the girls are going to get the most exposure to college coaches if they're interested in playing college ball, which most of the girls that are playing travel ball are interested in playing college ball. They're going to get the most exposure, playing the travel ball. The college coaches are going to see them more. They're more likely to get signed playing travel ball. But the high school ball is, as Coach Maddox said, it's the community, it's your friends that you grew up with. You want to do the best you can for your high school team. We do have a little bit of a conflict because the schedules do run a little bit together, but you got to work with your players, and as long as your players are playing softball somewhere, I think the high school coaches and even the travel ball coaches have to understand that and accept what the player thinks is they're doing best for themselves.
I think sometimes it's a shame that travel ball seems to just continue to grow and grow and grow, which is a wonderful thing, but so many kids get burned out just because of the hard demands of it. But the chances of being recruited playing travel ball are pretty great, just because they go, all over the United States, and there's always exposure tournaments, and there's always college coaches there, and they have a really good chance of getting recruited from there. They also do in high school. We've had a lot of college coaches come to watch us, but it's definitely, they can see more at a time when they're during summer ball than they can during a high school season. So it's a give and take. It kind of works both ways.
Well, I think high school sports is very, very valuable in a student's life. I think you only have one opportunity to do that, and the more you can play, I think the better you are. The day of being a perfectionist in one sport, I just don't believe in. I think a kid that utilizes the opportunity to be multi-talent and use different areas of the sports program, I think it's just advantageous to them at the end. Travel ball is great and fine if they want to do that, but high school sports, the total package is the way I would look at it.
Well, in travel ball, they're going to get most of their exposure through that, but in high school ball, I think it prepares them better for college just because we see them every day. They get to practice day in and day out. They get used to that schedule and that routine of having to play all the time. Whereas in travel ball, they practice once a week with their team. They go to the tournaments and play, things like that. It gets them prepared for college because they have to get used to dealing with being with all the girls every day and things like that, and some of the adversity that comes through that, and they're going to see that in college.
I think the key is it's got to be about the kids. I think the travel ball coaches and the high school coaches have to work together to look out for the best interests of the kids. And I think the seasons have to be separated, where you have a high school season and a travel ball season, allowing them, with travel ball coaches, they get to pick their own players. With high school coaches, we get basically what comes to us each and every day. And so I think both of them have their value in the fact that travel ball gets more exposure, but with high school you represent something that's bigger, your school, your community, and I think both of them have their importance. It's just a matter of finding a way to work together for the best interests of the kids.
Well, there's a lot of benefits to both. If you play for the high school team, you got cohesiveness and team unity, and you get to build relationships with the players and the coaches. And then the travel ball, because of the recruiting game has changed, a lot of parents and a lot of players feel like they got to play travel ball to get the exposure. And I think there's pros and cons to both. I think if a high school coach does his job properly, a kid can play summer ball for a high school and get the same exposure. You email them out, you send the tapes, you do the things that are necessary to get your kids out there and in the radar of Division I or Division II or NIA, whatever your kids are capable of doing. I don't think they have to play travel ball, but in certain aspects, we had 2 kids do it and they benefited greatly from it. And it's kind of a detractor for your team sometimes, but I think if you handle it right, you can do it both ways.